What if? Yeah, I can't do what if in your life and my life. That's besides the point. So yeah, what if season 3, which is the end. All of it's done. There's no more. Which, on one hand, I get it. The whole arc with the Watcher's done. He's did his. I'm not gonna get involved season 1. He did his. Maybe I should get involved, but not really. And now in season 3, he's got another arc, which is actively do stuff. You can actually see him in one of the stories change it quite a bit. Also, yes, I am putting on the computer in front of me the episode's name so I can remember. I didn't do it with the others, but I feel like I need to. It's not allowing me because apparently I need to log in, and I'm not logging into a third device. It's going to cause so much problem. For I was logged in, but sure, let's pretend I'm not. Yeah, I like this. I find it fun. I know some people say Carter is a bit of a Mary Sue. I say, I don't care. The only thing I kind of get is maybe with like the armor not needed because you have the Infinity Stone, but maybe there was a reason. Maybe the power, maybe it could have been overpowered. And yeah, kind of grabbing the Infinity Stone where everyone has died, I kind of get, but I'm fine with it. It's just like a couple of, it is that. I like overall what ifs, but yeah. Now let's talk about the fun part, the actual what ifs. So yeah, so we're gonna go down, and you have the sort of like the episode that sort of like a lot of people said was sort of like a mixture between sort of like Gundams, sort of like the Gundam episode, and the Power Rangers, like with the merger of all the Gundams together. And to be fair, I like that episode. I like the what if, which is the what if, where it's like basically what happens is instead of meeting Steve, he meets sort of Banner, and it's like therapy. Shocking. It's really interesting, and I like the idea. I like the whole like friendship, which is really interesting, and I like what happens at the end, where it's like the friendship still remains. He does this thing, and I really like it. It's really interesting. It's also really shocking that all the Avengers died, and it's so dark. So yeah, and then you have the Akvo Long episode, which is why I think they should have kept. Legitimately, if you wanted to not do the arc, just carry on. Season 4, have like an episode with, Hawkeye, and an episode that deals with like the what if, like, I don't know. But I feel like you can do so much more, and the fact that they bring the Eternals characters, meaning they are actually can too, and I don't know what we're gonna do with it, and the what if into together, and it's really interesting, and I like it. But this is why I'm like, why don't you just do an anthology series? Because like at first, that's what you sort of seen. You had an overarching story, sure, good, done. Season 2, build on the story, sure, good, done. And then season 3 is like, oh yeah, it's all about the story. I think if they would have done, that's the one thing I do kind of get, is like, yeah, the overall story, I'm fine with it in season 1. In season 2, they did it over like 2 or a couple of episodes. But I do think that I would have loved if they would have just staggered it out. Maybe like season 4 was what season 2 would have been, and they would have just done a couple of like anthologies, Black Mirror it. You also have the Red Guardian episode, which I love because Red Guardian is funny and is really hilarious as a character. Also, love the idea, if you think about it, the whole thing with Tony is that, like, oh, he grew up with the company, etc., 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 and he became the person, and he sort of went in a cave, did all of that stuff, and ran away. And then you get later, he becomes part of the company. You have Iron Man 1 with the character there. But the one thing I like is, in a way, at the end of the day, when you see the Red Guardians, he stops the parent getting killed, so that means the partner doesn't take over. And I think he dies. I don't know if he dies. He sounds like he might have died. So I love when you see at the end, Tony Stark still becomes Iron Man. Unless it's another person. Maybe it's like someone else. Or maybe like he worked with his dad to build his tech and they talk together. Night, night! I don't know why I added that in and I didn't do it on the stream. Who cares? But I like how he still becomes Iron Man. I'm not going to question how. That's one like I would love some more. And then you go back to another, because they don't do it too often. They did it in season 2, where they went back to season 1 episode. And it's like, oh, we're going to go back to it and like do that, and I love that, and it's really fun. But you also have you also have the Howard the Duck, which brings in the character that I want to come back in the main MCU. They bring in a couple of characters in the finale, and one of them is literally from episode 4. The others aren't. But I like if they would have actually carried on. But that brings up a character, and the whole thing's just like a sort of like a Bugs Bunny type thing. And then you have an Ironheart what if. Again, just make more with different characters in different situations. I would like it. Which basically, the Earth breaks open, the Eternal actually breaks out, and then the illusions, and it's really interesting. 1872 I love, because I love the whole idea. It's really fun, it's really creative, and I really love it. And then the Watcher disappearing, and What If, the 2 finales, sort of like also has Captain Carter disappear. I don't know if that's permanent, because I would love more Captain Carter, because yes, I know I am biased. I am fully biased. Captain Carter, the best character by Marvel. Captain Carter. I'm fully biased. I don't care. Also, this also proves, in a way, that Captain Carter that died in Doctor Strange World is not the same as Captain Carter in this series, because they die and disappear in different ways. Unless that literally makes her appear in that universe. Well, if that's the case, the Watcher will be like, yes, she will be. Oh, wait, she's over there. Oh, yeah, I found her. She's over there. Oh, wait, she's dead. So she's not the same, and she's going somewhere else, which I feel like, where is else? I feel like that is somewhere. I feel like that is just a linchpin. It's like, maybe there is something else. Maybe she's there. And we'll see what happens. And that'll go somewhere. So I don't think the characters are gone completely. Because you have these 4 characters that were in... one of them was in just season 2 and 3. The other... 2 of them were in just season 2 and 3. What's the episode that she's in? Because there's also one I like. The whole series I love, and I love to talk about them, and it's really good. Yeah, season 6. Which returns for the finale. Captain Carter does season 1, episode 1. Episode 5. Episode 6 and 9. And then you have one encounter who's the only other returning character, which is from episode 4 technically, but we don't see her as a teenager, we see her still as a baby and a young person. And one of them, which is basically Storm with Thor's power, which is badass, doesn't have an episode, which is fun. I'm fine with it, because like, let's character this, why not? Why the not? Yeah, this is complicated. It's weird, complicated, and quite unusual. It's awesome. It's badass. I wish I did more, because I don't think they're going to do more. But yeah, it's amazing. And so yeah, I really do enjoy, and yeah, they're getting ready to we're not doing season 4 to do more of X-Men. But yeah, I hope you like. Good night. Good night.